Revel was Black Oak Winery. You know, and John's gonna go to the winery when he comes about.
That's probably more than I deserve. So I'm John. I was talking to John. I'm a junior, so in my house I had to like distinguish myself from my dad. So I was like, I'm gonna have a nickname after. And my mom was like, no, you're not. So I had no nickname until I got to college, and then I became JC in college. And so my mom and my wife both still call me John. And I go in and record like events, right? Whether it be like our pineapple parties we used to have back in the day to really get our name out there before we had enough wine. I have no idea. So that's usually where I start all the fun. But and bottles like these are all like single varietals, and we'll get to some of these tonight. And then you guys launching here pretty soon is our OG line, which is Ohio grown. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But yeah, this was like the first kind of jump into white, and this is Sauvignon Blanc Urban Winery. And I always tell people, urban winery is no different than a normal winery. Is we just don't have our own vines, right? We tried to petition the city to let us like grow on the rooftops. Like a few buildings that we were interested in, and hit like, are you crazy, stupid, insane, or what? And so that didn't fly. So we went back to like what we have always been doing, which is sourcing grapes from wherever we can. So these grapes in particular, and here the Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Gris are from Washington, Columbia Valley specifically, and we fell in love with Washington a few years ago. I'm like, I'm trying to get out of the country. I'm like, Siri, show me where, right? So I get on, I can hit Google Maps at Kokomo. It's like, oh, Indianapolis, but no. Okay. So we get there, and again in September, telling this story about, you know, just making wine, and he was up in Friuli, which is up in the town house. And he's down, and he's there, and he's helping putting up the boards, and everybody's got the, we love you, and all this stuff, you know, come here and talk to people. And it was amazing what happens when people talk to each other and they're like, oh, we're not that good, right? And I think that was huge. And at that same time, we were like, so we have to stay in business. What are we going to do? And my wife's like, well, why don't we like, you know, like, just have people come here and pick up wine and let you go or something. And so we started it. And we were like, okay, this is going to be awesome. So Alex is like a Jenga master of like moving barrels and holding tanks and you name it, bottles. So and I was like, cool. So we get downstairs for the tour, and when we get to the country club, and then got like girl in the air, I'm like, stop! This is what Vikings drink tomorrow.
Are you good?
That would be fantastic. Come on in. You can get past the science part of all the fun, and we'll get back there. You know what? And well, your other seller hand left you, your brother. So he's getting ready for the other.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thanks for killing me.
Yeah, no problem.
I've been yelling all day. So.
But yeah, so you know, basically we're just kind of doing the assembly is really where it's at, you know. So yeah, I mean, it was just an awesome day to kind of see how these wines come together. That, you know, when they come to you as juice or grapes, you have an idea. From Oregon. So those tend to be very sort of clean and bright fruit. Not all of them, but whereas a lot of the French style is kind of more rustic, you know, and earthy. And so that's kind of what we were going for, that more old world style. But the grapes basically said, I don't want to be that, right? We turned them into wine, and we sort of realized right away, okay, this just isn't going to be that wine. So we had to shift up the oak program. Instead of putting that wine in a lot of new oak, and then you have this. So
I asked. He says no.
Right. You want a rosé bubbly? Well, we can make that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's
the
just.
style is it's such a different style for me.
So